Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Maybe if I put that, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Maybe over there, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what this sounds like. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I can't hear the music. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I'd say it's about as good as what I'm gonna get it. There you go. For fuck's sakes, the camera's out again. Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be implementing the animations I've been working on. I'm finally updating the model. It took me quite a while to figure out how I was going to do it, but I'm going to be importing that today. I also had a few ideas of some improvements I can do to the system, so yeah, if I can get to that today, then we'll see. So first things first is I actually want to go here and create a folder and call it brain. Work with me. Call it AI animations, and then Sasha. Alright. Alright, so inside these folders are the 4 new animations that I'm planning on using. So there's something I wanted to test, and that was to see if I could render 2D stuff whilst in this view, basically. So, there it is. So, first things first is I want to see what happens if I create a 2D sprite. Let's just make a capsule. Oh, would you look at that? That's interesting. So, oh, that is very interesting. So if I put it roughly about there-ish, which, if I'm not mistaken, this one's minus, let's copy that, and then here we paste it in there, puts us there. And then if I do this, yeah, that's actually, well, with that being said, I guess I'll get started on everything else. So there's an insane amount of space in there, but it's for a very specific reason. The flying animation takes up a lot of space, so that's why this is the way it is. These will become sprites. Yeah, it's clamp. Bilinear is fine for these actually. Sprite mode is single mode. Don't generate physics. Where's the thing I'm looking for? Oh, I found it and then Alright. So then, if I go for the first animation, or the first frame at least. Where would I... Why is my brain not functioning with me? I want to... So this is now the problem. This is the problem with this, is now it's being rendered at the bottom instead of being rendered at the top. Now it's extremely tiny. Let's do 512. Apply that. What happens if I do this? So the problem I'm now facing, number one, that's way too big. There to there. Let's make this 256 and apply that. Yeah, that looks more to size. It's still off center though. Can I do something about that? Maybe change you to there? What happens if I apply this? Suddenly... Oh, suddenly it's centered. Okay, that's... that's good to know. Right? It's centered now, right? No, it's not centered. I was delusional. Alright, so... Let's not do random stuff. Hmm? How do I do this? Sprite sort point, draw mode, simple. I'm gonna have to center the animation. Okay, hold on. That one's centered. Right, let's take a look. Not too much in that direction. It is centered though. Okay, let's go back. Calculator. Wait, I have a button for that. There you go. So it's... Okay. This becomes minus 768. I'm curious what happens if I make this one the same. Minus 768. Export. That's too high. 512 it is. I'm curious if 768... No, but 768 is what I used. It should match with that. Right. Let's try this again, shall we? So going from here to there, click, drag, and of course it does that. Right, so we're gonna do the brave thing and delete all of that. Yes, delete. I know one of them is being used, but it's okay. Everything will be okay. From there to there, set to sprite. Hey, she's back. And centered. I believe that is... Yeah! Alright. That's good. So... I have to redo 3 more animations. Let's just pick a spot where there's nothing in the way. To run about here-ish. Right. Now, I need to make sure of a few things. This directional set is going to change because I'm doing this. And I believe this, yeah, this has the standard stuff. A motion controller is also going to be attached to it. Yeah, this will control the animations, this will control the direction it's looking at. Okay, so... Sasha 2D. Okay. Directional set and AI motion controller. Bam. Cool. So it's first set to nothing, then set ground. Cool. Current status idle, child, object. What the fuck is that? Oh. It's... Yeah, I have to set it to itself. Because in here, this one has the animator, but here, this one's the one that's going to be having the animator. Hold on. No. Yes. Yes. This one to pass through is Sasha. Okay. The main camera. Collapse that. Collapse that. Will follow this one. get animator copy this. Cool, and then get rid of this because that is not what is supposed to happen. This empty, call it idle 1. Create animation idle 01 slash idle 01. Alright, so this one's gonna be a bit of a stranger one. So we need this. I wonder if I could just do this. Okay. So I need to I'm fairly certain there's an easier way to do all of this. And I just so happen to be the one guy that doesn't know how to do it properly. That is way too fast. Okay. Is there a way to do something like this and then... No. Wait, maybe I can. I still need more time in between everything. So from there to there. And Hmm. She definitely looks like she belongs. The terrain. I really need to do something about the terrain. Cool, but anyways, that is one animation. Let's create another one. We call this one Sasha Idol 02. Cool. And then we just need to go to uh I forgot. Okay. Let's delete all of these for now. Alright. Idle 2. Export. From there to there. Sprites. Pivot point center. Sprite single. Alphas. Transparent. Clamp. Yeah, I think that was literally all I ever had to change there. From there to there. Yeah, expand to there. Oh jeez. I forgot something. Right. From there to there. This becomes 256. Apply. Cool. File save. Next animation is walking. Yeah, this one should work right out of the box. Interesting. It's very jittery. If I reduce it down to 230. Interessant. There seems to be stray particles. You know what? I like it. It's good enough. Animator. Right. So, first of all, I need bulls, but I need to know what's out there, so I need idle, walking and flying set in this type of config. Alright. Idle, walking, flying. So it's idle, walking, and flying. Right? Capital. Right. Idle, walking, and flying. These are the more important ones. I can always tap into the second animation of idle later. For now, so I'm just gonna plop you there, and then we have these. Make transition to there. You make transition to there. Make transition to there. Make transition to there. Make transition to there, make transition to there. Cool. And I want this to be like that. And the condition is idle is false and walking is true. And flying is false. Walking is false and flying is false. Cool. This immediate transition when idle is false, walking is true, and flying is false. This idle is false, walking is false, and flying is true. Idle is true, walking is false, and false. Cool. And flying is set to false. And then this one is also, and then idle, walking, flying. Idle is false, walking is false, flying is true. Cool. That should actually implement all of the basic animation stuff that I require. And then I can't click run yet because this is still in the way. So I first need to make sure everything else is set up. So ground, current direction stopped. Right, so this direction setter I need to set, this can go. This gets Sasha 2D. camera was already set to Sasha 2D. And now this one can go, I believe, right? Because I've set everything that I'm supposed to. Yes. Gets the capsule. I'll just make this 0.8. Oh, I didn't know that wasn't even a thing in there. Yeah, that part is AI generated, so yeah. Right, and then I guess this one goes. In which case, if I now... Ooh, wait, I can't hit play yet because of this. What happens if I... Oh, this might be a bit of a mess up. Ooh, I do not like that. Even if I do that, because... Ah! That's a mess up. Unless... Let's hit play, let's see what happens. Instant crash. Gotta love it. Right. Why'd we crash near instantaneously? No idea. Let's try this again. Oh! Oh my word, she's majestic. Sorry guys, there's two sound inputs right now. Let me mute this. There you go. Yes. Mind walking for me a little bit? Oh geez, that animation is slow. I guess I can speed it up technically in the animation controller. The fact that she doesn't blink is actually very unsettling. I am not going to lie about that one. I'll figure something out with the blinking. I'm still testing the waters with the software I'm using. But this also means I can now go and replace the art of all those of all the birds to what it's supposed to be. Why aren't you walking? There you go. Walk. Okay. And then she starts flying again. Okay, I guess I have to set that then to be a little bit more sensitive. Alright, that works. That works. I was not expecting it to work. I'm gonna set you to 0.8 so that there's less clearance between you and the ground. Cool, save. Right. Well, I mean, She rotates, she does everything she's supposed to. I was expecting to sit here till 9 trying to figure this out. Right. Oh, this is a test scene. Right. Prefabs, AI, Sasha, model can go. Yeah, that's okay. And you join. Okay. Well, I guess map making. Yeah. Uh Let's do that. Map making. Yeah. All right. New scene. This create file, save in scenes. You will be Old Oak Forest Grove. Yeah, let's do Old Oak Forest Grove. 1. Let's head back a little bit. Just to be sure that that's covered, you two need to go. And you come in. You have everything. The sun, the directional light, the system, Twitch network, canvas. Yeah. Alright. Now I'm curious about the code for that. Hold on. Mesh, maps, nodes, system. No. Twitch, mesh editor. Skirt, edge objects, form, editable, extrude shape editor. Is this the big one? No. Maybe in here? No. Maybe I just put it. No, I did not just put it into scripts. It's not gonna be there. Library. Twist state, drop down Oloma. Weighted randomizer. No. Mesh editor. It is most certainly not that one. It's not this one either. I found it. I think. Skirt mesh. Was I still doing that? Oh, it's because I opened up the wrong thing. Uh, okay. Was it this one then? Preview. Where does that? Create preview object. Destroy immediately preview object. So that's on disable. Create preview object. Destroy immediately preview object. Preview object equals new game object. Voxel preview period. Add component mesh filter. Mesh render preview object. If top material. Render shader material equals new material. Preview object dot high flag. Create material. First thing I want to change in this damn script. Create model draw edge setting fold out string label reference. Show setting equals editor GUI layout dot fold out. Show setting label true. If show setting editor GUI indent level. Draw edge settings editor GUI indent level. Draw edge settings. This is being overshadowed. Right, so I can remove this. That is unnecessary script. That's never being used. Actually, I have an idea. Because the problem I have with the script, right, is it draws. If I displace the mesh generator in the physical space, I can't draw directly on it. I have to draw in the original render grid. So it's a bit screwy, but I'm gonna ask DeepSeek to fix its own problems. If I can ask DeepSeek to fix its own problems. Oh, right. It's because the search is enabled. Alright. Alright. When the preview mesh is offset, then you need the grid to offset with it so that where I draw gets edited. Normally just give me what you changed. This going to open this up and make a copy of that and paste it in there. Alright, and now it's busy calculating some things. I'm just gonna wait for the AI to finish that. It was never my script. I got the mesh generator script from DeepSeek, so mainly so that I could focus on the AI itself. So sorry if this is boring. I'm just waiting for DeepSeek. Interesting. It's such a small change. So in modify grid, brush position X, you didn't change anything. Right? Brush position dot x minus grid offset dot x, and here I have brush position dot x minus grid offset dot x. Yeah, you didn't change anything. Alright, well, let's see what she throws out. So according to it, this is supposed to offset my brush's position to the grid's position, which should make my brush draw where the grid is. Where is this grid offset initially determined? Here. So if we take the brush, minus it by the grid offset. Okay, hold on. We have something. So brush square root. Times brush size. Minus, plus, minus, plus. Width, height, all of those minus 1, 0. Min x, y, min y. Insert depth, float. If square root distance. It just keeps. Whatever, I'm not gonna bother with this. The AI is clearly too dumb to figure out its own code. Right. Right. Where's the thingy? Then save. Cool. That and that can be deleted. Oh, here's the. It's on the other screen. Okay. So the thing I was complaining about is this. So depth is only going to be something like 8. Let's make it a width of 100, a height of 100. So actually, let's do 512 and 128. UV scale is set to 1. So initialize grid, generate mesh. Okay, hold on. Things bugged out. Don't save. Cool. Cool. Clear these. There you go. Cool. So it's 512, 128, and 8. And you become 1. Initialize grid. Generate mesh. And immediately you can see it goes away. What's actually happening is this needs to become 256, this needs to become minus 64, and bam, it's in the middle. This is a problem. This is exactly the problem. I have to redo this part, because if the moment I try to offset it, the brush that you see here decides that it does not want to draw on top of where I'm clicking. It only draws if I am in the very center of the model, which is incorrect. So I mean, there's something I could try. So if we take the offset and then additionally do I get access to the preview object dot transform dot x dot position dot x divided by 2 position dot y divided by 2, and then can you bug off? I can close this as well. Yes, save changes. And then if I center out and I guess that's too big. Can I do 65 by 65? Generate mesh. Oh. That's a problem. Does that save? So initialize grid and generate, and then oh wait, I'm closer now. What if I did this? initialize generate So plussing by this doesn't work, minusing by it doesn't work. What if I do this? Then I initialize the grid again, generate it. Interesting. So now we're in the center again. And this did not change at all. Wait, if I... Yeah, that is slap dab in the center. So, if this is the center, then what is this? So initialize, generate mesh. This is off by more than half of the model's complete worth. Yeah, you see that? That's a quarter, right? Because that's a half. Yeah, so we are now in the quarter. What? Wait. So I have a quick idea here. What if I do this? No, because I need to get from this. So if this is half, then perhaps times 2? Maybe I'm being crazy. I'm not getting anything. Right, so that's out of the question. So this I know puts us halfway. Initialize grid, generate mesh. Because if I draw there, we have halfway. Especially here. Yeah. So if this puts us in the halfway mark, how can I get us more inwards? Wait. something I'm now thinking about is that transform x and y is currently 0 and 0, which means that nothing's changed if I do that, what I have there. So, fuck. But then why does when I divide 0 by 2, which is supposed to be 0, does it quarter it? That doesn't make sense. What happened again when I did this? Wait, let's do this. So we're going to copy these, and then we're going to do this. And remove these, just so I can see what's happening. Oh, that just allows me to draw directly on the thing. Now, what if I do 128 by 128, initialize grid, generate? That puts me here. Let's... Oh wait, that's why it was drawing. Oh! Wait, no, it works. There's just so many vertices though. I fixed the code without AI! Yeah! Alright. Right. That is a lot of model. Okay, hold on. I did not think this through. I think I do actually want an underground, but I think I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. So let's, for height, only do 64, and for width we will do. I mean, I do want it to be long. No, because as a forest you want narrow and moving upwards because you're scaling. Let's do 96. Initialize grid, generate mesh. Right. Let's go to the draw function. Right. So. Right. And then we erase. I did not need as much height as what I anticipated. Because this basically starts tunneling towards the underside of the grove. Right, let me then erase all of this. Right. Actually, I am going to fill this out much rather. Do something more like this. And so the idea behind what I'm creating here is the old grove. So the old grove is where it's more the central area of where you would find the harpies residing. And I like the idea of part of the old grove, there's an underground area where you would find the goblins. Now, for now, I don't have any plans for goblins immediately, because the combat update requires the updated behavior script. But from a lore standpoint, almost Control Z, which would have destroyed everything. From a lore standpoint, the old grove is kind of like a central point where the harpy mothers would gather. So that's more the idea I'm playing with here. So there will be other monster girls. It's not just gonna be harpies. It's just I like the harpies a little bit more. Winged people. But yeah. I like the geometry of what I'm doing here. And then for the characters that don't have wings, I can put ladders in place which would allow them to cross this. I am going to put a barrier here, which they'd be able to walk over, like a board or something, like make a tiny little jump and then continue walking. And then I'm gonna have the ladder there where they can then walk down the ladder, do a jump, or maybe even climb another ladder type thing. Once again, I can have a board sticking out here. There's a lot of elements I can add to this. This is literally just the base. So, oops. I mean, I guess I can, yeah, I can add a little bit of a water area right here. And then I'll have some oak trees here, where the harpies would reside. This spot here would be for the goblins. This spot here would be for like mermaids and stuff. I can always, now that I've modified the script and it actually does what I want it to do, I could always add more meshes as I go, and it's not going to be punishing anymore, because that was the problem of previously. It was painfully punishing. So I do like the idea of this being a divot. And something like that. Not necessarily where there's water, but kind of like a, I almost want to say a focus point for the harpies. I like that. I like that a lot. There are a few things I still need to do. So I need top meshes. So I can collapse this and I can collapse this, because I need meshes that would render on top. I wonder if I shouldn't just do it manually. Ah, it's 2025. Who does manual labor? Alright. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Delete after spawn, delete after spawn, delete after spawn. And as for objects, I'll give you some of this one. So now I need this one. This one. And where's my rocks? Rock. Cool. Let's generate the model and see. Of course you are rendered there. Right. There's two of them for some reason. I guess my mouse double clicked. Let's see here. when we not generate the mesh, where's that command? So this one. Let's go. There it is. Right. So you do not get grid offset. In fact, grid offset is a lie. You get preview object dot transform dot position. Because offset is nothing more than a lie. Right, who's ready for a retelling of the story? Fuck! Right, back to it. Something like that. And then I forgot I can't just do that. Alright, that's... No, there is a directional light. What the fuck? Okay, well, anyways, I guess don't use anything outside of black then. I did basically set it to render black. Okay, anyways, normal scale again, right. Wait, before I do all that effort again. Good. It generates the mesh exactly where I want it. Cool. No. Erase. Get rid of material, not add material. Okay, so if I now generate a mesh, yeah, everything's the same size though, which is sadly the downside of what I did just now. Edge offset, density, max rotation, X, right, 0.8 and 0.9. Bushes 0.8, 0.9, 0.7 and 1. Generate. Yeah, it's okay. In this spot I'm going to flood with water. I'm gonna have my oak trees here. My big oaks. I'm gonna have some laddery system type thing here. For now, let's get rid of this because I want to add a little bit more here. There you go. Get rid of those. Go back to the prefabs. Where's my system? Interesting. Very interesting. There you go. It's rough, but it oddly works. And I just need some trees. Actually, looking at the time, it's already 9 o'clock. Alright, well, that's about as far as what I'm gonna take it then. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you guys are watching afterwards, whether you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, thank you for coming this far. I know I have not been too talkative. My chat's basically dead at the moment. But, you know, it's a start. I'm starting somewhere. We managed to get the animations in place. We managed to start a new map. We even managed to fix the terrain generator that the AI gave me. There's still some things I want to change in there because I don't quite like the way how the AI wrote it. This is why you shouldn't just use AI to generate everything for you. But I feel like I made a lot of progress tonight. I'm not too sure when I'm gonna pick up the project again. Probably on Sunday. I'll see what happens. I do still want to make artwork for those other 3 harpies. May, Coco, and Violet. With different hairstyles and things. I was personally quite surprised by the look of the characters and things, of the animations when I was done with Sasha's animations. Yeah, I would like to add some more terrain details, like some new foliage and things. Because the foliage I have right now, it's okay, but I know in my heart I can do better. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.